Hello everyone, back to today's first video. We're going to look at some more summer analogues for today's first video. We're doing the fourth summer 2017 analogues update, following on from last week's third update where we was looking at dry Aprils and the summers that followed. We've got some more information from our good friend James Ackrill. Big thank you to James for sending this through to us, so some more information from James Ackrill that we're going to go through for today's fourth summer update. Later on today, we're going to have Gaz Weatherford's roundup. That's going to be looking at things like solar activity, Arctic Oscillation, North Atlantic Oscillation, weather for next week, 10 days as well. And then this afternoon, also got some final summer thoughts for the summer of 2017 from our good friend Terry Scully. So quite a lot going on at the website today. Do keep checking back for more. So as I say, we're following on from last week's third summer 2017 analogues update. We was looking last week at dry Aprils, the top 20 driest Aprils and the summers that followed them. Reason being that April 2017 was an exceptionally dry month. This is the rainfall value across the UK for April 2017. You see, away from Western Scotland, where it's a little bit wetter than average, most places did come out very significantly drier than average, particularly for the east and south of the country, where we was between 0 and 25 millimetres of rain. So we looked at the top 20 driest Aprils, and then we looked at the summers that followed them for last week's analogues update. And when you combine all of those 20 years, this was what we came out with. This was the analogue for all years combined, and it looks pretty grim, really. It suggested blocking to the north of us and low pressure down to the south, unsettled summer, and also quite a cool summer because the jet stream would be going rather like that through these summers. However, there's a lot of variation. So in one respect, we've got 1954, which is at the extreme end of the unsettled summers of all of these years following dry Aprils. This one has a trough centred over the top of the UK and a southerly tracking jet stream. It's one of the worst summers of the 20th century, the summer of 1924. But also 1976 is in the analogues package as well. It was in the analogues package. The drought summer, the hot drought summer, the big ridge centred over the west of Europe and the UK. Hot easterly winds coming in throughout most of the summer. So very contrasting summers within the top 20 driest Aprils. 1995 was also in the analogues package as well, suggesting very close pattern to 1976, that big ridge again centred around the west and northwest of Europe. Very dry and hot summer of 1995. And then 2012 was also in there, which is again goes back more or less to 1954 with that blocking up over Greenland, the trough underneath it. Very unsettled, wet and cool summer of 2012. So what we said is that it looks like the summer could either go into a very cool unsettled pattern, or it might actually be a very hot and dry summer. Whilst the hot and dry summers are sort of, there's only a small number of them within the analogues package, and that's why the years combined analogue comes out cool and unsettled. Within there are these hot summers, so there's a small potential for a hot summer, albeit it isn't perhaps the favoured option. We've got more to add to this now. So James has created a chart or a table showing the 30 driest Aprils on record and the summers that followed them. So we've got the years just here. We go back to 1938 just there, but we have got also some years before that included. So we've got 2012, for example, and also if we go down here, 1945 and 1936 down there as well. So what we looked at last week was top 20, but these are the top 30. However, the driest April on record, both for England and the UK, was 1938. 2012 comes out as the second driest April on record for England, but only the 10th driest for the UK. And so on. 1957 is the 3rd driest April for England, but only the 5th driest for the UK. So you see that the England and Wales figure, rainfall figure, is not necessarily matching the UK figure. However, what we can say is that whether they're UK or England and Wales numbers that we're looking at, they are all very dry Aprils. They are within the top 30 driest Aprils, whether it's England or Wales or UK wide. So most of these Aprils are coming out warmer than average, quite interesting. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 that are cooler than average, or colder than average, although keep in mind that to be a proper cooler than average month, the anomaly has to be at 0.5 degrees or below average. But in terms of above average Aprils, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 and 22 Aprils that are warm and average. So you see that a dry signal for April is very much a warm signal as well, with the cold and dry Aprils very much in the minority. Now, you would expect that, of course, because you tend to get high pressure associated with dry conditions, and high pressure in April is typically going to be giving quite warm weather. But that's quite a striking difference, actually, between the coolest and the warmest Aprils there. It is very much a dry April, it's very much a signal also for a warm April. But what does it mean for the summer? Well, just here, James has got the June central England temperatures and also the June anomalies as well. And then July central England temperatures, July anomalies, August central England temperatures, August anomalies, and then finally the summer central England temperatures and the summer anomalies. So dealing with June, first of all, we can see that we have, let's deal with the colder than average years in June. So out of the top 30 driest Aprils on record, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 that 14 Junes that are coming out colder than average. Again, been a little bit naughty there, because really you should exclude anything that's between minus 0.1 and minus 0.4. They've been a little bit naughty there, but we've got 14 Junes that are colder than average. For warmer than average Junes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Junes that are warmer than average, and one that comes out bang on its rolling 30-year average, which is 1997. So it appears that dry April tends to be followed more, it's more likely to be followed by a warmer than average June. What about July? And let's have a look. Again, colder than average months first of all. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Julys that are coming out colder than average, following along from these warmer than average, or these drier than average Aprils. For the warmer than average Julys, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 warmer than average July. So it looks like it's a 50-50 split actually between the Julys that are coming out warmer than average and the Julys that are coming out cooler than average, following along from those dry Aprils. And then finally for August, and this is a little bit more striking, I think. So for August, on the colder than average side, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 11 that are coming out colder than average. For the warmer than average August, following these dry Aprils, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 August that are coming out warmer than average. So it looks like August tends to be the warmest month of the summer, following along from a dry April. July is about 50-50 split, and June slightly favours warmer than average. So looks like a warmer than average June is moderately favoured. July could go either way, and August very strongly, interestingly, very strongly favoured for August to be warmer than average, following along from a dry April. What about the summer overall? So, again, we've got the summer CETs just here and the summer anomalies just there. For the colder than average summers, we find that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to exclude the summers that are below 0.5 or under 0.5 degrees below average. So we're excluding the summers that are coming out more or less average, actually. So let's go back. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, excluding those two and that one, 8, 9, 10, and we'll exclude that one. So we've got 10 summers that are coming out bona fide colder than average, or cooler than average. What about the warmer than average summers? Again, I'm going to be a little bit more ruthless with the warmer than average summers. Again, we'll exclude anything that is between 0.1 and 0.4 degrees above average. So anything that's within half a degree of average basically is an average summer. So we've had 10 bona fide cooler than average summers. What about the warmer than average summers? Well, that's our first one just there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we start. We've got 10 warmer than average summers, bona fide warmer than average summers. So it looks like, actually, interestingly, it really is a 50-50 split between the summers that are coming out warmer than average, following along from the cold, from the dry Aprils. And we've got, again, 10 summers that are coming out colder than average, following along from the dry Aprils. And let's just have a look at the average summers as well. And that's anything within half a degree of average, whether that's below or above. So again, we've got 1, 2, and then we go down to there, 3, and then I think we go down to there, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 summers that come out around average. Keep in mind, of course, that we've got a wider range there, really, for the average summers. So I reckon, when you exclude all the noise, you've probably got an equal chance, actually, following a dry April. You've probably got an equal chance of either having it warmer than average, or cooler than average, or maybe even average. In fact, it might be slightly favouring average, but then you have got a bigger range to play with. But as we saw with the monthly breakdowns, it does quite strongly favour warmer than average in August, with June and particularly July slightly less favour. Now, one other thing to add to this is what we've already been discussing in terms of the analogues. So we haven't just looked at dry Aprils, we've also looked at warm Marches, and we've also looked at years that are transitioning towards El Nino condition. And those are the years really that we are kind of highlighted here. So, for example, 1938, as well as having that dry April, the driest April on record, it also had a warm March that goes with it. So dry April, warm March, yes, you would tend to think that 1938 could be quite a close match to this particular year. However, it doesn't really match in terms of El Nino. In terms of an El Nino transitioning summer, we've got 1976 here. Look, James helpfully highlighted 1976 as a year that matches, along with the dry April, it also matches with a El Nino year that's transitioning to El Nino. Our next year that is a match is 1997, so that's another hot summer that has the warm March connection as well as the dry April. And then we find also that we've got this year, again, I think that's coming out as 1990. That has a warm March and a dry April. And then down here, our final match in terms of warm Marches is 1945. All of those summers are very good, actually. 1970, 1997, 1990, a little bit less so for 1945. It wasn't a bad summer, really. So all of those summers in terms of Marches are matching up. 1976, of course, is a match in terms of ENSO. There's only 1 year within this, however, that is matching all three. So it matches the dry April, it matches the transitioning scenario to El Nino, and it matches the warm March. And that's this one just here. We've got all three lining up, all three things that we'll be looking at lining up for this year, and the year is 1957, which is very interesting because also I can tell you about the Central England temperature for this year and for 1957 matches up. So this is our April Central England temperature, as well as being very dry April in 2017. It was also very mild April with a central temperature of 8.9. Now I'm going to show you the central temperature for April 1957, and this is it. Look at this, 1957 just here, April CET just there. What do you know? It comes out at 8.9. So it seems that 1957 is a very, very, very close match for 2017, because, again, I'm going to highlight the year, which is this one just here. We have the warm March, we have the transition to El Nino, we have the dry April, and we have the Central England temperature coming out exactly the same in 1957 as it does for, or as it did for 2017. So I'm just going to show you very quickly the analogue for 1957. This is the analogue for the summer of 1957 just here, and it was an unsettled summer. It has a ridge up to the north of the country with low pressure underneath it, and yeah, we bring down the jet stream in that sort of a fashion. Looks quite a cool and quite an unsettled summer as well. It was a front-loaded summer, however. It had a really good June in 1957, and then it all sort of deteriorated and went rather wrong. I'll show you the Central England temperature for the summer months of 1957 just here. So there's that May coming out, that April I should say, coming out 8.9. Also had the warmest March on record. May was cooler in terms of the anomaly at 10.3, and that could be the way that May 2017 is going as well. It may well be that we'll have quite a small anomaly for May 2017. Then we go through to June, very warm month in June at 15.2. July was about average at 16.3, so that's fairly warm. And then August, September turns really cool, really unsettled and wet. So the latter part of the summer had an early autumn. The front of the summer was actually quite good. So to finish, I just want to bring you back to this chart, to take you to this chart. This is all summers combined, following April's with a central England temperature between 8.6 and 9.3. And that's because April 2017 coming out with a central England temperature of 8.9. Just there, is bang in the middle of this range of summers. So again, these are all summers following April's that have central temperatures between 8.6 and 9.3, which places 2017 right in the middle range. And this is quite interesting because we see a lot of the better summers are placed within this as well. Now, I have got 1957 making up part of this Analogues package, but we've also got 1955. We've also got 1995. We've got 1997 as well. Those are good summers. Those are hot summers. 2010, that's a decent summer, quite front-loaded, but it turns poor later on. 1982 isn't too bad a summer, and then the really poor summers I think are probably just 1980 and the very latest 2015. But combining all of those summers, we actually don't come out with too bad an analogue. We find that we've got above average heights to our north and east, below average heights are to our south, and bringing in an easterly flow. And as I say, there's a fair number of warm summers within there. 1955 is a good summer. 1995 is a good summer. 1997 is a good summer. 2010 has a really good start to the summer. And as does 1957 in many ways. But I think 1957 is probably the one to concentrate on because that looks such a good match in terms of the dry April, in terms of the warm March, in terms of the central England temperature for April and the transition to El Nino. It all looks like it's very, very nicely aligned between the summer of 1957 and potentially the summer of 2017. So if you was going to look for the perfect analogue for this summer, in terms of these things that we've looked at, it will probably be 1957. So that's it for the fourth Analogues update. Hope you found it interesting and informative. This is all going to go into the summer forecast. We're going to do the summer forecast. I've only got a couple of weeks to go now on the 28th of May. 2 weeks today. That's when we'll issue the GazWeathers.com summer forecast. We'll combine all of this Analogues information and we'll combine that with what long-range seasonal models are showing, and we'll see if we can come to a conclusion. Will the summer of 2017 be similar? You never get an exact match, but will it be similar to the summer of 1957? You'll find out in a couple of weeks what GazWeathers is predicting. We've got some summer thoughts coming up from Terry Scorry later today, but over lunch, after lunch, going to have the GazWeathers study roundup, so come back for all the updates. This video is going to be placed on the summer updates and forecast page. There'll be a written summary that goes with it as well, so you'll be able to come back and watch the video whenever you want and read written summary. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.